think you actually think you're playing.
She said everybody on the plane was talking when they got on the bus, like, why are we on the bus? Why are we on the
And you're
bus?
pulling out of the airport, like.
So it's good. Yeah.
All right, at 6 o'clock, we'll call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll do a roll call. Christina.
Here.
Kurt.
Here.
Trevor.
Here.
David.
Here.
Don.
Here.
John. Brian.
Here.
Jessica.
Here.
Gretchen. And I am here. There's no special board recognition. At this point in time, we will take public input from those in the public. Did anyone sign in?
He did.
All right, then we'll move on with the special order of business, which is the elections, which is why I'm actually running the meeting right now. Once we get officers selected, then I'll hand the meeting off. So, first item of business is the election of the school board's president. We have a motion.
I make a motion that I nominate Kurt Flickinger for school board president this year.
Second.
We have a motion by Christina and a second by Brian for Kurt. Are there any other motions for other folks to run for president?
Make a motion to close the nomination.
Okay, close the
Second.
nominations.
I don't know.
Do we need to officially close the nominations?
No.
No?
Okay.
Okay, good.
All right, so motion is for Kurt to be the next board president. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, it's a 6-0 vote. Kurt, you want to take over? It's set that I take over later, but if you're the president, we can get you started right now.
Okay.
All right.
Next on the agenda is an election of the school board vice president.
I nominate, make a motion to nominate Donna Lehman for vice president.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other nominations? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item is election of the school board secretary.
I make a motion to nominate Trevor Bushbert.
I'll second that.
I was supposed to tell you Trevor.
Got a motion for Christina, a second from Don. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item is election of the board finance president.
And that's normally
Typically, it's the president.
Yes. I make a motion that Kurt serve as the board of finance president.
second.
Motion for Christina, second from Trevor. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. Motion carries 6-0. Next item, election of the board of finance secretary. That's typically the secretary, I believe.
I make a motion that we have Trevor Bushbert be the finance secretary this year.
Second.
Motion from Christina, a second from David. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item is the Board of Finance report. Jessica.
Yep, I'm required to present 3 reports as part of the Board of Finance meeting. The first report is the investment report, so you can see, I know it's kind of small, but as far as 2025 goes, we earned $991,000 of interest. That is down slightly from 2024 because interest rates have decreased. Moving on to the fiscal indicator report, another report required by law for us to go over. The full report is, there's a link in your packet to the full report and any other school corporations that you would want to look at as well. The first chart we're going to look at is ADM. You can see we just had a slight change from the 23-24 school year to the 24-25 school year. Unfortunately, and you all know in 25 we did lose about 34 more kids, so we will see this continue to decline. This report is just annual deficit or surplus, and so you can see the green is our revenue and the blue is our expenses. And so for 2024, we basically expended what we brought in, which is definitely our goal. Again, fund balance as a percentage of expenditures, that just decreased slightly, which going to the next chart makes sense because our overall fund balance decreased. However, this orange line is our education fund, which we expected that to increase because we received in textbook. By law, we were required to receipt in textbook into education. We've talked about this all year, that operations fund has continued to decrease. What has increased, the blue line, is our health insurance trust fund. This chart is revenue by type. This big blue section is going to be our basic grant, which is the majority of our revenue. This peachy salmon is our property tax. Little blue sliver is our referendum income, and green is debt service. And the final slide for our for this report is just our operating referendum revenue, which has remained flat since we've taken over referendum. The final report for the board finance meeting is just a report of old outstanding checks that we are required to present. And so this is from 2 years back, so anything still on our books from 2023. Total is $280.70 for this year.
Any questions?
All right. Next item on the agenda is the establishment of the date and time for regular meetings of the school board of trustees from January 1st, 26th to December 31st of 27. And those are in our packet, correct?
Yep. Currently, second and fourth Monday, except for the July and summer meetings. And we have them listed at 6 p.m., but again, obviously it's open discussion, whatever you guys would prefer as far as timelines go.
I make a motion that we keep the meetings as established.
Second.
I have a motion from Christina, second from Don. Any discussion?
What do we do with that? It's moved to Tuesday to Memorial Day. I guess I want to do that. Hang on. We moved that Monday to Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah, which I think has been our past practice, but I don't think it's been that way in a while. I can't recall.
I think it's always been on so much and off.
Yeah. And honestly, I think there has been a few cases in which we've just canceled just due to lack of items. So we'll keep an eye on that agenda item. That might be why we've not had to do that in a while, so we just canceled the meeting.
Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item, the Board of School Trustees will consider the appointments of the legal firms of Oregon Bowling and Elkhart to serve Wa-Nee Community Schools from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026.
We recommend approval as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Don, second from Trevor. Any questions? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item is Board of School Trustees will consider the appointment of the treasurer and deputy treasurer of the Wa-Nee Community Schools to serve from January 1st, 26 to December 31st, 26.
And our recommendation would be Jessica as treasurer and Crystal Mannering as deputy treasurer.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Trevor, second from Don. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item is amendments to the agenda that we have in front of us.
I make a motion that we accept the amendments.
Second.
Motion from Christina, second from Trevor. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next, we have the consent items. Personnel items, retirements, transfers, leave of absence, professional leaves, grants and donations, and the consent items that we just approved.
Make a motion to approve the consent items and additional items.
Second.
Motion from Trevor, second from Christina. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0.
And if it's okay with the board, I'd like to introduce Dan Slagle, our new head track coach for North High School. AJ, Dan, would you guys like to say a few comments to the board?
Yeah. We welcome Dan back home to Northwood as a Northwood grad. Always exciting to come back and be in your home community. Obviously, his family has already made this transition over. Morgan is a PE teacher at Napanee Elementary, and I believe Lydia and Moses already attend school in our community, and John will be joining them shortly, right? Because you're 4 now. So yeah, we're very excited to have him in. He's already gotten going with Coach Michael and working with the girls program. Dan, if you'd like to say anything, feel free, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're just extremely happy to be back home, and we're excited to work with the student athletes and put a product on the track that this community can be proud of. So it's time to get to work.
Great, welcome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
welcome. Glad to have you. Get rid of
Thank
the Jimmy stuff and bring on the Northwood here.
Yeah, there's a lot of maroon and gold in my closet I gotta get rid of.
You guys are welcome to stick around if you want. There's plenty of stuff on the agenda.
Yeah. I know you are.
We had a 4-H meeting, so.
Good.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for being in. Thanks, AJ. Yes.
All right, next on the agenda is consider the acceptance of the annual conflict of interest statements. No action required.
And there's actually no action required. There's just some conflict of interest statements. If there's anything that we missed, please let us know if you guys see something, so we can definitely get that on the next board agenda. So, otherwise, if you have one in front of you, please sign it. Just give it to Lisa after the meeting's over.
All right. Moving on, consider the approval of myself, Kurt Flickinger, to serve as the WCS representative for the Walkers Redevelopment Commission.
So moved.
Motion from Trevor, second from Don. Any questions? If someone else really wants to do it, they're welcome. I'm good with it. If there's no other questions, discussion, call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item, consider the approval of the appointment of Philip Luckwhiter to the Walkers Olive Harrison Township Public Library Board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Christina, second from David. Any questions or discussion?
That's the Phil that I'm probably thinking of. I've never called him Philip, so.
Yeah, I saw that too. Philip. Any other questions? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item, consider the approval of the health screening and biometrics screening.
In your board packet is a memo regarding our wellness screenings that we do this time every year. And the difference with this as opposed to last year, upon your approval, I'm recommending we do a $50 reduction in each participant's insurance deduction. And if the spouse were to also participate, we would do an additional $50. If you remember, we did that for the walking challenge over the summer. And so hopefully in an attempt to get more participation, we will offer that incentive. These will start February 18th at Northwood Middle School and then continue on the rest of the following week in February.
I'll make a
motion that we approve the house screening and biometric screening. Second.
Motion from Don, second from Brian. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item, consider approval of the out-of-state overnight travel request for Northwood FFA Small Engines, FFA Livestock Team, and the additional items, the FFA State Convention and Girls State Wrestling Team, or Girls Wrestling Team State.
I'll make a motion that we approve the out-of-state overnight travel request for the items presented.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Trevor. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. That's all the action items, correct? Looks like discussion information.
Couple of items. First one, the 26-27 Northwood Middle School course description guide. They're getting ready to start scheduling there. There were no changes to the course description guide on that one. Second item is the high school one. There was a memo included with that. Several of the items were listed there. Nothing, I would say, of real substance. There were several courses that were moving just due to lack of student interest that we've seen the last couple of years. There were a couple of tweaks in like which courses are aligned to dual credit, and the dual credit that would become aligned with it as well. And then I think a couple of courses that like the years in which they were offered had changed just due to instructor recommendation. So happy to answer any questions you guys have on either of those two items. And thank you, because this is obviously Gretchen's item, her expertise, so thank you for being kind to me. She'll bring that back, both those items back at the next board meeting for approval. Next item is policy 1220, employment of the superintendent. Last legislative session, we missed this in updating our policy. There was a big bill called the deregulation bill, and one of the items in the deregulation bill was the timeline in which, if you'll recall, whenever you hire a superintendent, you need to post the superintendent's contract in the paper 72 hours before a hearing. Previously, under law, you then had to wait 7 additional calendar days after that before then you could take action on that. Well, they stripped the need to wait these 7 additional days, and so you would post the superintendent contract, have the hearing, and then you could vote on it during that very same meeting. So it just kind of helps streamline that process a little bit. I hope you guys don't need to use this policy anytime soon, but in the event that you do, I want to make sure it's as streamlined for you guys as possible. So that's the rationale behind that change, and it's a minor change on that one.
So will we need to do anything to abide by that new policy change? Like you said, we kind of skipped it or missed it or whatever?
The update that I'll bring back to the next board meeting,
Yeah.
we'll approve it, and then unless you need to hire a superintendent between then and now, you should be okay.
We don't have to post anything.
No.
Approving the policy.
Correct.
We hope not to have to use this.
I do too. My wife and my kids say thanks too. And then the last item, and I apologize for the lateness on this one. This came through, I think, late Thursday evening, and quite frankly, I just didn't get caught up with it. I meant to send it to you over the weekend to review, but you're not going to vote on tonight anyway. Really, this is an outcome from changes in the state graduation requirements. There's going to be a heavy lift for students to get additional work-based learning experiences. And us as superintendents, we kind of recognize we need to streamline that process for employers in our area so that our requirements at Wa-Nee are similar to what Concord would want and what Goshen would want, Fairfield would want, Middlebury would want, so that employers aren't just dealing with all these different school systems and their expectations don't always align as far as like background checks. And so we're working with Tim Shelley. Tim Shelley actually reviewed this agreement and he's recommending it so that's again consistent throughout. We also don't want to kind of trip over ourselves. We are kind of seeing this as, you know, like Northwood High School, our work-based learning teachers would kind of maybe have an expertise in a particular field. Maybe it's manufacturing in this region, whereas, you know, Goshen would have an expertise in a different field, like maybe healthcare. And so if we have a student who has a desire to get into healthcare, we would patch them up with that work-based learning coordinator in Goshen. and they would be the one who'd be the conduit to streamline them, and then vice versa. If there'd be some folks who wanna get involved in, manufacturing trailers, obviously we have some expertise in this area, and we would help assist them. And so that's the whole idea behind this, just so that we can be more efficient with our time and really not bombard our employers who are going to be asked to do some additional work because of the additional requirements in graduation. So happy to answer any questions. Yeah, Brian.
Fees involved at all with that?
We're not seeing major fees. There may be some conversation about sharing of transportation services. Again, because we just don't know, because almost every kid's going to need to graduate now with some work-based learning experience. Transportation may become problematic for that. And so there may be some sharing of transportation services between. But really, again, our hope is that things are just offset. If we're picking up some students from Goshen and Concord and Fairfield, and we're sending students throughout, so we're not really seeing this as any kind of revenue that would be associated with that. And certainly, we'd bring that back to you if there.
No fees to the students or anything like
No,
that?
not at all. Hope the students are making money. Other questions?
So the state thinks that there's gonna be enough employers out there to get every student work-based learning experience before they graduate, did you say?
That's what the diploma requirements now require. Not every kid will need work-based learning experience, but kids who want to attain the SEALs, which kind of give them a little more standing, which we anticipate we'll have a large majority of our kids that will want that, are going to need some work-based learning experience. And so I think we all would agree work-based learning experience is good for kids, very applicable. And so it's an ambitious goal, and we're going to do the best we can to help meet that goal.
So will like summer employment help count towards this? Because you have kids who are athletes or playing multiple sports especially. I mean, one sport is one thing, but they're playing multiple sports.
Yep.
They don't have time to.
It happens during the school day though, doesn't it?
Work-based learning does happen during the school day, but
So does
oftentimes it
COVID.
does extend out beyond the school day as well. And to answer Kurt's question, yes, the hours can accumulate, whether it happens during the school day, outside of the school day, during the summertime. Through conversations with state leaders, they understand the heavy lift it's going to be. I've heard some leaders have said even virtual-based work-based learning. We want to do this right.
So watching YouTube.
We want to make it meaningful. We don't want to check a box. And so I commend, as much as this is being live streamed, Dan Funston at Concord, he's really taken a major lead on this to help coordinate us so that we can do work-based learning the right way and try to get kids really meaningful experiences as best we can. Again, we don't want it to become a hindrance for kids getting their graduation or reaching their diplomas, but at the same time, we want to make sure it's as meaningful as possible. And so that's what's behind this effort. That's the why behind it.
So we still have a little bit of something we're doing right now currently.
Absolutely.
Like
Yep.
work release or whatever we call it now.
Right.
But we've kind of continued to do that over the
Yes.
years, right?
Oh, we have. And I'm going to shoot from the hip here. So I'm going to guess we are probably in the range of maybe 10 to 15% of our kids right now that are doing work-based learning. And I would estimate under the new graduation requirements, it's going to be around 50% of our kids that will need some form of work-based learning. And again, we don't want to do a virtual work-based learning. We want to do something meaningful. And so we're just trying to make it as streamlined as possible for employers and be as efficient as school systems as possible as well.
And then that's like when my kids did it, they kind of had to arrange it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be better in that they won't have that. I mean, they could have that support. I think it will be beneficial for the kids that really want to, just because it is kind of hard as a high school student to finagle a way to, especially if you're doing like healthcare or something.
Yep.
You need those, avenues to make it feasible. So.
Given our geography here in two counties, is there anything like this being worked on too in Kosciuszko County? Obviously Warsaw brings a whole different angle than what the RV manufactured in Elkhart County. I don't know if that's a possibility down the road too.
It's a great point. I've not reached out to Wawasee or Warsaw yet, but once we get this solidified, I think it's something that could be replicable in other counties as well. And there'd be nothing that would prohibit kids from, if that's a work-based learning experience that they desire. We're not just gonna, keep it in Elkhart County, but, the collaborative work right now is gonna be based on what's in Elkhart County. But very good point, David.
Yeah, so we still have what we used to have with the teachers kind of oversees that program, goes out to visit the kids at their workplace or whatever.
Yeah.
If we have more kids doing this, is this gonna add more staffing needs to be able to do that same thing?
It likely will. I mean, just 2 years ago, it was one teacher that was doing this. Now we have some ag teachers that are also helping with work-based learning experience as well. And, as this grows, and that's kind of, I think, the way the state wants us to go, that's why they've given us some flexibility. In coursework, there may be other teachers that, again, this becomes a good chunk of what their teaching experience looks like now. Other questions? So we will bring that back as well for approval at the next board meeting. And that,
Do we have anything that, like, Brian's question of cost as far as with this program?
yeah, right now,
I think so.
we're not anticipating, it's basically a commitment that we're gonna share. If kids wanna come down and access the programs that we've got here, and, there's spaces that are available, we'll help facilitate that and vice versa. Basically just sharing our employees. Okay, and that's all we have this evening.
There be no further business come to attention of the board, a motion to adjourn is in order.
Second.
Motion by Brian, second from Trevor.
Yep. That's
Now you
perfect.
saying that. I was like, Kurt's really on it.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries 6-0.
It's like, hey, Kurt's in it.